Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Oxbridge Formula as we bring you the ultimate guide to colleges at Oxford and at Cambridge. Today, we are delighted to have Nicole joining us, giving you a first-hand insight into the real life at Murray Edwards College at Cambridge. So, hi, Nicole. It was great to have you here today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Oh, I'm glad. Let's get to know you. So, what subject do you study at Edwards, and for how long have you been there?
So I do maths and I'm just at the end of my first year now.
Oh, congrats on getting to the end of your first year. How
Thank
would
you.
you sum up the first year roller coaster experience at Murray Edwards?
I would probably say a lot of fun. Probably quite chilled compared to some other colleges, but still hard work, but definitely a very rewarding and a great year.
So more relaxed or chilled than other colleges? Are other colleges kind of less fun or more strict in your opinion?
I would say some colleges, like for example, I think Trinity is like the one that has the big banner for being known for maths, and like all the top people want to go there. So I think there's a tiny bit more pressure maybe about the performance of students, whereas at my college it's more about like the very, very supportive, and there's not that kind of competitiveness. I don't think it's a very nice environment where we like help each other. But also like some colleges don't let you walk on the grass, but at Murray Edwards you're allowed to sit on the grass, walk, do whatever you like on the grass, and it's quite fun.
Oh, that's so great. So aside from having the absolute privilege of being able to walk on the grass,
Yeah.
what particular thing drew you to Murray Edwards?
Well, I actually didn't apply to Murray Edwards. I was pulled after my interview and I got an offer from Murray Edwards when I'd never, like I hadn't even looked at it before. So I'd
Oh,
never even
wow.
seen it.
So,
So I didn't really know what to expect because I didn't even look at any all women's colleges when I was applying.
where did you originally apply to?
So I initially applied to Jesus College, and that's where I had my interviews.
And with that experience behind you, how different do you think Jesus is to where you are now?
It's hard to say just because I was only ever there for a day, but everyone was still really friendly. Like I do remember being very, very nervous and not knowing where to go, and the porters were friendly. So I think generally as a result, the porters at all colleges are super friendly and willing to help. So that was really nice. I would just say the main difference is probably the location and size. Like Jesus, I think, is a lot bigger. It has huge grounds like sports fields, and it's quite central. Whereas mine is more like a hill college, so it's out of the way of the town.
So, how much of an impact do you think being less of a central college kind of has on your day to day life?
Well, it does mean I end up traveling for a bit more. So for me, it's like a 10-minute cycle to and from lectures. But it's quite nice because you do have to get out of bed maybe the tiniest bit early, but it's nice to have a fresh air before you get to lectures. But also it's like a lot quieter and more peaceful. You don't have like all the bustling of like people around. You can just walk around, and also we don't get as many tourists as well to our college. So yeah, that's nice.
I guess then it must feel a bit more like your own kind of home,
Yeah,
if that makes any
definitely.
sense. Oh, that's lovely. So, if you can cast your mind back to when you did kind of move in and kind of see this college for the first time, how would you describe the way that you were welcomed into it?
So I'm quite a naturally nervous person, especially when going to like new places. So I was a bit nervous at first, but when I first saw it, because it was the first time I'd ever seen it, it was really pretty. Like there was gardens, and everyone was so friendly. Like the students who were helping out and the staff, they were just so like reassuring. I literally, after the first day, I felt welcomed and I didn't feel nervous at all. I fit in so well and it was really nice.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear and really quite refreshing, because I know that a big issue can be imposter syndrome and kind of struggling to accept that you do deserve and kind of belong to be at an Oxbridge college. So that's really lovely. And I understand what you mean, because I went for a languages taster day and it was at Murray Edwards, and it was the first time I'd been to an Oxbridge college ever. And yeah, as first impressions go, it's really a really lovely open place. And as you say, like, generally the staff and the students are, they're all human, they're all looking to help. It's lovely.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. So that was kind of the social environment. What was your room like when you moved in?
So for all first years at Murray Edwards, we all get an ensuite. So that was one really good thing. So I was so pleased about that. So there's no sharing of bathrooms. So it kind of helps you fit in as well, because you feel more comfortable not having to try and, I don't know, like share like bathrooms or having to leave your room and stuff. So that was really nice.
For more information on Oxbridge colleges, subjects, and to get help with the application process, visit oxbridgeformula.co.uk. Click subscribe and ring the notification icon to be notified when we release new content.
And there are two sizes of rooms, like the A and the B room. The A room is bigger, so you pay a tiny bit more. I had the B room, and to be honest, it was quite big. Like a bed. I had two windows, like a desk, which was huge. I'd never seen like such a big desk. Like shelves. It was just a really good student room. I was really happy with it.
For all that work, they know what you need. I can't believe you get en suites. That's so rare. I'm jealous now. So looking towards choosing, I guess, your place to live for the following year, how does the system work? What are your options?
So in second year, I think there are two. I might be wrong, but I think there are like two main places that you can live, like either in like a staircase with like a group of people, similar to kind of like first year, in like either Orchard Court, I think. This could be wrong. Because I'm not living there. I'm living in the other option, which is Buckingham House. And basically the difference is one of them has ensuite rooms, and one of them is like shared bathrooms, but you only share maybe between maybe a few people, and you get to like form groups, so you're living with your friends, so you're only sharing with friends.
Oh, that's lovely. So really, they're all quite good choices, I guess, just depending on what your interests are. I was quite disappointed there. I thought you were going to say Buckingham Palace for a second.
I always get mixed up. I've done that before. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm living in Buckingham Palace, so I had to be careful. Buckingham House. Oh wait, maybe it's I think it's Buckingham House. I don't even know. It's something along those lines.
I'm sure it's a fine line.
Yeah.
So inside the college, where is your favourite place to spend your time?
I really like probably either the library or Dome, or I know this sounds really bad, but I really enjoy our gym. It's quite a nice, small, like cozy little gym, which I quite like to go to.
Oh, it's cool to hear that you actually have a gym. Do you have to pay membership?
Yeah, so you can either pay like per term or for the entire year, but I think it's really quite cheap. So for me, I paid for the entire year for all 3 terms, and I think it was maybe £40.
And how helpful is that for you to have that facility there?
It's really nice because so I climb a lot, and for me to climb, it's like a half an hour cycle to the place where I climb. And so that's quite far out of the way. But say if I'm in the middle of work and then I finish, because your schedule's quite jam-packed, you don't really have too much spare time unless you like organize it well. So it's nice to be able to just literally walk 5 minutes to the college gym, do whatever you like in whatever spare time you have, and then just go back to your work if you need to.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. And is that for how long is that open? Is it 24/7?
It's not 24/7. I don't know when it opens in the morning, but it closes at 11 p.m. I think.
And what about your library then? Does that provide a good balance?
Yeah. So that's open actually 24 hour, like so all day and all night. And I think our library is really quite cool. It's not a very strict, it's strict in terms of like, they don't want you to be speaking really loud because it's for people to work, but they're very encouraging for like mental health and like not overworking yourself. So quite often on like in the afternoons, they'll provide like tea and biscuits. They might do craft sessions and kind of wellness activities and stuff. There's also like in the back of the library, there's a place where there's sofas and blankets. So if you need to have a rest, you can. There's board games. There's like, it's really nice. But then there's also good places to work, big desks, small desks. There's like an IT suite in the bottom. It's just a really well-rounded library.
That sounds so lovely. Wow. And I think it's quite a typical Oxbridge thing to make a social kind of, to make a day out of going to the library. So
Yeah.
how often do your friends come with you?
Well, I actually don't really use the library too much for my work. I prefer to either work in my room for most of the time, or we go to the maths library just because it's a nice walk away, and I quite like just being in the maths library because it's the maths library. So I would say probably maybe once a week I'll probably go to the library with my friends, but often I do kind of prefer to like work independently just because I can focus better.
And so how often does that mean that you can balance that with some downtime?
So I usually kind of spread my work out such that I do it like little but often. So then when I kind of plan my day quite well. So then I kind of give myself time to socialize with my friends. So I kind of set what work I need to do for a day, get it done, and then I'll have like dinner with my friends, and then we might chill in the evening or something and do something nice.
Very healthy, and also very reassuring for people looking to apply that that Cambridge isn't just work, that you do have that support there.
Yeah, and like people say that, like I think people worry that you have to work all the time, but I know some people who like the people go out, like I think some of the medics, they have a very, very busy schedule, but quite a lot of them, they'll go out for like the night out, they'll do loads of extracurriculars. I think it's all about just kind of managing the workload, and as long as you plan it, there's actually more time that you can find.
Where do you all like to go together on a night out?
I'm kind of the wrong person to be asking for this because I think the only time I went out was in Freshers Week because I'm not really I'm not like a club kind of person really. But if I was hanging out with my friends, we go to the JCR quite a lot, just to chill because you can play music in there. And say if it was in the middle of the day, we might do some work, but also if it's on an evening, you can take your food there and just chill, and just kind of hang out, which is quite nice.
That is really nice to know that there's a balance between like proper like big nights out kind of event culture and then also just casual socializing, because you definitely need a bit of both worlds. But just for the record, where did you go in Freshers Week and what would you rate it?
I think I went to either Cindy's or Lola Lo's. I think it was probably Lola Lo's. I can't really remember the name, but when I did go out, it was really, really fun. Especially because in Freshers Week, they're quite busy, so it's not like dead. And the choice, like the music is quite good. They have like different floors for different kind of styles. And then they also have like a top bit, which is open. So if you get too hot, you can be like kind of outside. So I thought it was quite nice, especially because it's the first club I've ever been to. So I thought it was quite good.
Oh, I'm glad. Well, yeah, that sounds quite special. I think you've kind of changed my mind a bit. I don't know, it might be the rivalry speaking, but I always see posts about, oh, the nightlife at Cambridge is so dead and things like that. But you could be changing my mind.
Although I'm not a good, reliable source of this because I only went out this week, but
as long as the first impressions are good.
Yeah.
So if you spend a bit more time inside the college, how well do the catering services look after you?
So they're really good. So I actually eat in Dome, I think every single night it's available. The only time that you can't eat in Dome is on a Tuesday or a Saturday because that's when they do the formal halls. So you can either book to do the formal hall or just cook for yourself. And the catering staff, they're like very friendly. It's quite they're very, and they can answer a lot of questions. Say if you have certain like requirements, because I have a few friends who are either like vegan or vegetarian and stuff, and they've never seemed to had any issue. There's quite a lot of variety and stuff.
Oh, that's lovely. So you can all kind of enjoy kind of meal times and stuff together.
Yeah.
And when you say dome, do you mean, I mean, when I picture the college, you have that really iconic big kind of round ceiling kind of building in the middle. Is that where your hall is?
Yeah, so we call it dome, and that is basically where the food is. And it's a really nice place to eat, especially because you can just look up and see like the architecture, and it's quite, and there's also art all over. Like the college is filled with women's art and on all the walls, and I think they change it every so often, but quite a few are always there, and it's just really nice. It gives a nice aesthetic to the college.
Yeah, I can relate there as well, because I mean, I know that your kind of women's colleges, yourself and Newnham, are unique to Cambridge, but my college, Somerville, was also kind of founded just for women. We're mixed now, but it is so inspiring to see all of those kind of female portraits along the walls. It definitely motivates you and kind of keeps the magic alive of being at Oxford or Cambridge.
Yeah.
On your day-to-day, how much do you think being at an all-women's college kind of affects you?
I don't think it kind of, I think if anything it's been positive, because so for me, for maths, our course I think has maybe 241 people on it, and I think 40 are women. So I don't really, so especially in the maths, it was really good being in an all women's college, because there's 5 of us at total doing maths in first year. So it's nice to find other people who are like female and doing maths and have that friendship group. Whereas I think at some other colleges, out of maybe 5 people, there could maybe only be 1 or 2 women. So you're more of a minority. So it was really nice to have this kind of group of us, which was nice.
Yeah, so it's a supportive environment.
Yeah.
Female power. We love to see it. So
yeah.
Apart from that and kind of being able to find your way as a female mathematician, and what is one thing you wish you could have told your past self about the college life?
I wished I'd have actually considered the all-female colleges, because I just disregarded them completely, and I went straight to just looking at all the mixed ones, because I had this kind of preconception of like, I don't know, from films and stuff, like all girls and all, I don't know, it just seemed like they were a bit odd or something, or kind of not the normal. But it's like a completely different experience once you're here, because you just feel like you're surrounded by like-minded women who are like working hard and determined to kind of do well in their subject. And it's really nice, because I know from like at sixth forms and colleges, especially in maths, there aren't that many people kind of like you sometimes. So that was a really nice thing that I wish I'd have known, because I probably would have applied. I kind of wish I applied straight to Marie Edwards, because I don't think I would change my college.
Oh well, you got there eventually, so so do you have any regrets?
Not at all, I don't think. Because I guess in a way, like applying to Jesus, that was kind of what I wanted to do at the time. And it kind of all worked out. Like I wouldn't have known, maybe if I applied to Marie Edwards directly, it might have been different, I don't know, but it was still nice to get to see a different college and kind of walk around it.
Yeah, I guess, and that's how you know that you are happy that you've ended up where you are. And
Yeah.
I mean, I also took a bit of a roundabout way of getting to my college, but that's what's so great about the pooling system at interviews, is that they can kind of see your potential, and if you're meant to be there, they'll find the right place for you. And yeah, it's great that maybe it's just meant to be. I don't know. Well, thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us today. And I really hope our viewers will have learned as much about Murray Edwards as I certainly have. You can catch me in the library next time with some blankets and the books.